So good morning all. Yesterday just I have given about the introduction of react.js. Okay. So just again I'm repeating that concept. After that we will discuss the features and all. So this is react.js batch. Okay. Started yesterday. So yesterday I deal with the introduction part. Okay. That brief idea. So initial 10 minutes I will share with you. After that, what are the features we have in this React and what are the differences between the JavaScript, React, Angular. Like they're one by one, these topics we'll discuss. So now just open with that edit plus. Now React.js. What is React.js? So it is library of JavaScript to implement. So client side logics. Okay, what we're implementing client side logics in websites. Yeah. So React.js is nothing but a library of JavaScript. In this React.js we're using to implement the client side logics way in websites. So actually, yesterday I told you if you want to develop any website, okay. So we have two phases. One is design phase. Second one is coding phase. Yes. Like that in website development, two phases we have. The first one is design phase and second one is coding phase. So in this design phase, so we can design, okay, web pages. So we are calling them as user interfaces. Yes. Is it clear? We're calling it as user interfaces. This is about design. So to design these user interfaces, HTML, CSS, okay, these technologies are required, okay, because these are static technologies. Now come to this coding. So two types we have this coding. Okay. What are these two types? One is client side coding. Next one, server side coding. So client side coding means executes in browser. Server side coding executes in server. Okay. Yes. So these two scriptings are very important. UI developers working on this client side coding and server side programmers are working with this server side coding like .NET programmers and Java programmers, etc. Okay. So client side code executes in browser. So to implement the client side code, what are the technologies we are using here? Yes. So we can use JavaScript or next level technologies of JavaScript like React, Angular, okay. So Backbone JS and Vanilla JS, like the different types of technologies we have. Okay. By using these technologies, we can implement the client side scripts. And to work with the server side scripts, what the technologies we have? So here ASP, PHP, JSP, like yes. So these are the technologies we have here. Okay. So that is the basic part about the website development. So client side script executes in browser. So for example, I'm going to open any website, Facebook. If I open here. Now I'm the client of Facebook. When I press enter key, what is happening? That Facebook is loading into my browser. Okay. Now, in this Facebook, we have both client side as well as server side code. So they implemented both client side as well as server side code. So in Facebook, client side is react.js only. Server side, they use it PHP. Okay. Yes. So they implemented with these technologies. So now here, at the time of downloading this Facebook homepage or Gmail or any other web page, okay, at the time of downloading, so what the client side code they implemented directly it is downloading into our browser. So that's why if I right click on this browser and select view page source, now we can see this is the code which is implemented by Facebook developers. So this is client side code. So it is directly downloaded into browser. So not only script, okay, not only script here, even HTML and CSS also comes under client side scripts only. Those are downloading into the browser. But HTML and CSS we are using for designing purpose and this script javascript or react okay etc we are using implementation. Okay, that is the concept of this implementation nothing but coding point of view. So like that server side coding we are using JSP, ASP, PHP like that. But we don't work with that. Server-side programmers, separate team is there in that company. So they will work on these server-side scripts. That is the point of this. Is it clear? So anyhow, these are two types of scriptings we have. One is client-side, another one is server-side. Yes? Fine. Now, here, what is React.js? React.js is the client-side script. It is a library of JavaScript. Library means what is that? It is providing some additional functionalities. It is providing some additional functionalities to work with the JavaScript. That is the concept of this. Yes, React provides some additional functionalities. Okay, what are these additional functionalities we will discuss. Before that, what we can do with the client-side scripts. Yes. So this is very important interview question. So why we are using client-side scripts in the website development? One is to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML controls. The first point is to apply the dynamic functionalities on the HTML controls. By default, all HTML controls are static controls. Okay, you want to apply the dynamic functionalities on these controls. The dynamic means, see, at the time of designing any HTML page, okay, we are placing image, text boxes, button like that. So we are providing some properties to these controls at the time of designing. Once the application is loaded, so with those properties, that application is loading into the browser. Once the application is loaded in browser, later we cannot change the properties because HTML is static. Okay, but my requirement is even application is loaded in browser at runtime, I want to change the properties. Then we are taking the support of client-side scripts. Okay, so for example, so simple program, just I'm creating to you to show that. So demo2.html. So just I want to take one image control by providing source apple.jpg. In my desktop, this image is available with these 100 pixels I have given. So just don't try to understand the program. So see the result of this program. So I am displaying one image by providing two properties. SRC is one property, specifies which image you want to display. Apple.jpg. Yes, in my desktop, somewhere it is there. Now you can see. So that I am displaying on the browser. And the width of this image I have given 100 pixels. That's all. Okay, what is the width of this image? 100 pixels. Okay. Yes. Now, what is this program? Demo2.html. Now, let me open that program in browser. So here, somewhere it is there, right? Yes, this is demo2.html file. Yes, so this file I want to open in browser. So For you, it creates browser icon, but I changed icon, edit plus icon I have given in my system. So if we create any HTML file in your system, it creates the browser icon to you. Okay, that is not issue. So right click open with Chrome or Firefox. Now image is coming. Now this is runtime because application is loaded. Now my requirement is, okay, I want to change the source of the image. Is it clear? Yeah. I want to change the source of this image when I click on this. Is it possible with pure HTML? Not possible. So further we are taking the support of any script. Okay. So I am writing some statements here. Don't try to understand this code. Okay. So I will explain this later. So now save this and refresh. Just click on this. So it displays that orange is displaying here. Means with the support of client-side script, so JavaScript or React, whatever it may be, we are able to change the source of this image. Like that, any property, any controls, any property, we can change at runtime with the help of this script. That's the first point. And second point, to validate input controls. Yes. So username is empty or not. Okay. Password, retype password matching or not. Okay. Like that. So you want to validate. Okay. You want to validate. In this point of view, we are also taking the support on this client side scripts. Is it clear? Yes. To validate the input controls. So then we are using this, taking the support of client side scripts. So text box is empty or not. Okay, email format is valid like that. These type of messages. For example, if you see this in this Facebook already open somewhere, it is there. Yes, it seems like it is gone. Now fb.com. See, if I click on this, create new account, for example. Just I'm using this. See, sign up. Here, this type of messages we are getting here. What's your name, surname, so red color, and click on this. Okay. So these are all validations we can perform with the client side technologies. Okay. Next one, to work with Ajax. Ajax is very, very important. Okay. Ajax we are using to send a request to the server without submit the web page. Example, if you observe this, Google, I'm going to open. So if I type any character, what is happening? So it is giving some information. Okay, that suggestions it is providing to you. If I enter any character, it provides some suggestions. Those suggestions, how it is carrying those suggestions from server. If I type C, now here, Chat GPT, ClickBuzz, Canvas, Calculator. So this all suggestions are not available in my computer. These are coming from Google server. Okay. If I type R, so here CRIC. Okay. Like that, cricket information, everything is coming from here. But in backend, one request is going to the Google server and that request is taking all these characters right into the Google server. But the page is not reloading here. Page is not submitting. Generally, if you want to send the data to the server, there are two ways. One is submitting the web page. Another one is without submitting the web page. That is the concept of Ajax. So nowadays, all websites working without submit means they're using Ajax in their applications to send a request to the server. So Google, or if you take that chat windows, Facebook chart, Google chart, Gmail chart, if you take cricket live score websites, and if you take so that one share market websites and maps. Okay, all these are working based on Ajax because this Ajax is not submitting the web page. Okay, without submit, it is sending the request to the server and getting the updated information. So it reduces the network traffic. That's why. So this Ajax you want to use in your application compulsory, you should take the support of either JavaScript or any other client-side scripts like React, Angular, etc. That is the point. Okay, so we are spending around 3 days with these Ajax concepts. Next one here, to execute logics, where these logics are executing browser. To execute the logics in browser, in that point of view also we are using these client-side scripts. Okay, so I already told you server-side logics execute in server, client-side logics executing in browser. So if you implement any concept using client-side technology, client means user can see the result immediately. The same concept if you implement in server-side technology, it takes some time for the request and response process. Is it clear? So that is the main concept of this. Yes, yeah. So like that, these are the points we discussed. And one more important point, who implemented this React.js? Okay, so Mr. Jordan Walkie, along with the team members, okay, when he was in Facebook Corporation, okay, he implemented this React.js. Now that React.js is maintaining by Facebook Corporation. Is it clear? So it belongs to Facebook, Jordan Walkie and team members. So in year 2011, actually, okay. So in 2011, they implemented this React.js. What the main reason to implement this React.js? They wanted to work with the chat concept, okay. In Facebook chat, to implement some concepts in the Facebook chart, they developed this technology, React technology. With this React, they implemented those concepts. Later, around in 2013, they released this React as open source. From then, other persons also in their applications, in their websites, outers, okay, they started using React.js in their websites. Like that, Instagram, Flipkart, Apple, all these websites contain this React.js as client-side code. Is it clear? So this is very common. Every website contains client-side scripting as well as server-side scripting. Okay. In client-side, UI developers are working with the client-side coding. Server-side developers are working with the server-side coding. So in client-side, earlier programmers used to work with JavaScript, but these days they are using the next level technologies of JavaScript like React.js, Angular, etc. Is it clear? So this is the basic introduction I have given in the last session, yesterday's class, and this is the second class. Now we are discussing what are the features of React. So comparison with the JavaScript and Angular, what are the features we have? Those things we are going to discuss now. Before starting this, from your side, any questions you want to ask, you can ask me. So you can ask questions by typing on the chat window, or you can unmute your mic and you can ask your wish. Any doubts? So what is React? That just basic point you got. It is client-side script or server-side script? Tell me. Is React client-side or server-side? Hmm? Please give me the answer. No issue. Anyone? Huh? You can type in chat window also. Yes. What is that React? React is nothing but client-side scripting language. To develop the websites, we are using both client-side and server-side scripts. Client-side script executes where? Client-side script executes where? Yes, in browser. In browser, it is executing. Okay. Yes. Server-side script executes in web server. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I got two questions. What are the topics you're covering in React, and are you covering the advanced JavaScript? Yes, compulsory advanced JavaScript is required, like asynchronous programming, Ajax, promises, async await, hoisting, closures, okay, event loop, event bubbling, event trickling, event capturing, like that, all advanced JavaScripts, not only in JavaScript point of view, even React. So we are discussing both functional components, class components, and lifecycle hooks like use state, use effect, use reducer, okay, and use nav, got it, use ref, like that, use callback, use memo, like the different types of life cycle hooks we have, and the database connectivity, API service calls, bootstrap integration, shopping cart related concepts. So those are the things we are discussing. If you want to get the course content, just contact the front office of DurgaSoft. Okay. Yes. So that DurgaSoft, if you contact with them, they will provide you that course content. And do you cover TypeScript? No, I don't cover the TypeScript here. I'm discussing with the JavaScript. In case you want TypeScript, so one session I will give you with the TypeScript. But anyhow, TypeScript is very similar to JavaScript. Only TypeScript is providing data types and interfaces, these things. But after transpiling, TypeScript is also converting into JavaScript finally. You got it. So that's why here browser cannot understand TypeScript directly. Yes. So further after compilation, so the TypeScript is converting into JavaScript. That JavaScript only we are sending to the browser finally. So this process we are not calling as compilation, transpilation. So transpile means converting one high level language into another high level language. Means TypeScript to JavaScript. Okay. But here we are discussing with the JavaScript. If you want any one example TypeScript, I will discuss with you. But our course is JavaScript based. Okay. Yes. Fine. Now, what are the features we have? Yeah. See, these features right now, some introduction I will give you. Later, we'll start the programming. Okay. So here supports data binding. So data binding is not supporting by JavaScript, but React and Angular, okay, these technologies supporting data binding. What is data binding? So I will show you on diagram. See, generally we are creating variables to perform some calculations, right? Yes. Variable is nothing but name of memory location holds some data. Okay. Now here is the variable serial number I created. Now that variable I want to display on text box. Generally, you can take any technology. So variables were displaying on the text boxes or heading means paragraph or somewhere. Okay. So on the heading tag or somewhere. So for that, we are implementing some logic. Okay. That function, we are calling this variable and text box also. There we are placing the variable value in the text box like this. That's the procedure, right? Now, thing is, if the variable value is modified from 100 to 200 through another function or another concept, okay, it is modified. Then without re-execution of the script, will it update here? No, it will not update. Again, you want to get the updated value, you have to rerun this function. Then only that 100 will change as 200 here. Okay, like that, whenever the variable is modifying, every time we have to rerun this program. So in our project, we are creating n number of variables to store the values. Those variables every time, okay, they are updating the values. So that time you want to run the correspondent functions, it is very big task for us. Is it clear? To get the updated values of the variables, you want to run those correspondent functions. It is very big task for us. So in that point of view, this data binding is very helpful for us. So what is data binding? Data binding is a concept. So to create a link between the variable and control, output control. Means it may be text box or any other control which you want to show that variable value. What the role of this data binding? Whenever the variable value is updating, so without execution of any code, okay, so directly that updates are coming. This control. Yes, as a programmer, you need not worry about the updates of these variables to display on the controls. Okay, so this is very, very important concept. So we have two types of data bindings, one-way data binding and two-way data binding. What is that I will discuss later in detail. So just for now, this is the point you should understand. So JavaScript is not supporting the data binding, but React support this data binding. So that's the first point. Next one supports, yes, single page application. We're also calling it as a routing concept. Yes. So it supports what? Single page application. So we are calling it as routing. What is single page application? Don't think entire website we are creating in only one page. Don't think like that. Okay. So I will show you one more diagram now for the single page application. For example, this is one server like Facebook or Gmail, how we have servers like that. This is one server, there one website is available. That website contains home page, about us, contact us, like that. These pages we have in this website. So website is nothing but collection of web pages, right? Website contains many web pages. Okay. Now we have these web pages like this. Okay, now some X is trying to access this website. So he's sending one request through the internet connection from his browser, just like how we are typing google.com, okay, or Facebook, like that. So one request is going here and it is loading the web page. Here, the programmer is providing the hyperlinks to open about page and contact, like that. What are the other pages we have? That website contains for these pages. Okay, so here this is home page, assume that, and this is about, and this is contact, like that many pages this website contain. So for every page, one hyperlink is there. Now, if user click on the contact us, one request is coming to the server and it is taking that contact us space. If user click on the about us, one request is coming to the server and taking that about us space. Like that, whenever user click on the hyperlinks, what is happening? Every time, one request is going to the server, the request related response is coming to the browser. That is the default nature. Now, website means not a single user. At a time, many users access that website. From every user, okay, many requests are coming and many pages are going through the network traffic. So that's why the performance will reduce if users are increasing. Due to that reason, so in these advanced technologies like React, Angular, they implemented single page application, but it is not there in JavaScript. Now you can ask me, sir, what is single page application? How this mechanism is working? Yes, I will tell you. Single page application means nothing but we are also calling it as routing concept. At the time of project development, we are creating one object, that is routing object. So with that object, we are binding all these pages. What are the pages we are creating? All these pages we are binding. Generally, we are calling them as components. Is it clear? Yes. Now, when user send the first request, then what is happening? We are loading that entire object. We are loading that entire object to the client system. So that object contains all these pages. Those pages are storing in the client's browser buffer location. Okay. Yes. Not buffer location, cache location. Okay. Browser location. These pages are downloading. Now, if user click on about us, no need to go to the server to get this about us because already it is loaded in the browser cache location. Directly it is loading from here. If user click on the contact us, then it is loading from here. Means it reduces the request, okay, but then on the network traffic, only first time the request is coming to the server, it is carrying the entire object, and that object is storing here. That object contains the all pages. So nothing but we are calling as components in our React and Angular. So we don't call as pages. So I will explain it later separately what is component. So anyhow, home is one component, about is one component, like that. All components are loading into the browser. Later, if user wants to navigate with these components like home, about us, contact us, so no need to come to the server to take the pages. Is it clear? So this is very, very important. And we are spending around 7 days, minimum 7 days with this routing concept. There only we are discussing how to work with the routing, lazy loading, authentication, authorization, role-based routing, router guards, like that. So for example, you want to show pages, all pages for administrator and a few pages for manager and very few pages for okay normal users, like that. So role-based display and next one authentication, authorization, and lazy loading, like the different types of concepts we have. So everything we are covering here. So this is the basic information. So to get some clarity, like that, we are working with the single page application. So these two are very, very valuable things. Okay, concepts in this React and Angular. Okay, but not there in JavaScript. Next, supports many validators. Yeah. So to perform the validations in JavaScript, we are writing the manual logics, but React is providing the pre-implemented validations. Okay. Directly we can use those validations. Even Angular also supports these validations. Next one supports JSX format. Yeah, this is not there even in Angular also. Only React supports JSX. JSX means JavaScript XML. Yes, yes. What is JSX? See, JSX is one format, scripting format. So the JSX allows us to write the JavaScript within the HTML and to write the HTML within the JavaScript. Means we can combine these both technologies. Generally, what happens if I write HTML inside the JavaScript, it gives the error message. Okay, it gives the error message. But with the help of JSS, we can combine these two. So if you write the HTML inside the JavaScript, it won't raise any error message when if you are using the JSX format. Is it clear? If we are using that JSX format. Now, what is the purpose of this? Generally, normal way if you take, we're writing JavaScript in one location and HTML in another location, and you want to display any result of JavaScript code and HTML. So we have to call that HTML control. So like that, this entire procedure is there. Okay. But if you take JSX, after execution of logic, JavaScript logic, so you can directly place the HTML control to result that JavaScript logic, to display the result of that JavaScript logic. Means within the HTML, you can place the JavaScript result variable directly within the HTML table or text box, like that. So any other control, you can directly place the result variable of JavaScript, means the result of JavaScript. So no need to call separately from one location to another location, like. So this is JSX format. It also reduces the development time. So we can fastly implement these concepts with the help of JSX. Okay, it is not there in Angular. Next one supports virtual DOM. Very, very useful concept. Okay. So right now I will give you small information about this. Later we'll discuss. First of all, what is DOM? We will discuss. Okay. Yes. Before that, as a developer, you are developing web pages. For example, one web page, if you take here, in the web page, image is there, you are placing image, and the text box you are placing, okay, and you are placing one paragraph like that, okay, yes. So you design one web page like this. If you click on this web page, the result is coming where? In the browser, right? If you open this web page, result is coming in the browser. There it display that image control and the text box and paragraph like that. It displays everything. But before loading into the browser, there is one process happening. What is that? In RAM, okay. In RAM, this page is loading first. Yeah. How it is loading this page in RAM? So some memory is allocating for this page. That memory we are calling as DOM object. Okay. There some tree structure is forming with the controls like image control and text box control, paragraph control. Everything objects are creating in DOM. Okay. So once it is loaded in RAM, then only the result is coming in the browser. But you don't see enter this process because directly it is showing this output in browser. For example, one audio file is there in your system. If you double click on this audio file, so it is playing with that media player control or VLC player, something audio player controls are there. So through the control, that file is running and you are hearing the audio and you are watching the video if it is video file. But in between, what happens was that file is loading into the RAM. After that, only it is playing on the output wizards like players, media player like that. So we are feeling directly it is coming in that media player control, but before that, first it is loading into the RAM. So once you remove the RAM, can you play the audio file or video file or any other files? No. Even you cannot start your computer if you remove the RAM because operating system also loading into the RAM. So that's why RAM is the execution memory location. Hard disk is the storage memory location. Okay, RAM is the execution memory location. So like that in HTML point of view, what is the page you created? That page is loading into the RAM and some memory is allocating for that. And inside that memory, image, text box, paragraph, okay, button, okay, like that all the controls objects are creating. Okay. Later it display the result on browser. Now here, if you change any control property, earlier example, if you observe, Apple we changed as orange. So means SRC property changed. Like that, any other control text box, some properties it has, paragraph, it has some properties. If you change any property, then what is happening? This RAM is recreating with these properties. So for example, you have 100 controls in the web page, you change the property of single control, then also the entire that object, DOM object is not RAM, DOM object is recreating. That is very big process. Actually, I am modifying only one control, but it is recreating the entire object every time. So that is a bit time taking process at the time of updating the controls. That's why this React is coming with the virtual DOM concept. Virtual DOM is nothing but intermediate layer between the physical DOM, original DOM, and the browser. What the role of this virtual DOM? If you do any modifications in a control, first virtual DOM is coming into the picture and identifying those modifications. Only that patchwork it is updating on physical DOM. Instead of recreating this DOM again and again, only those modifications it is updating on the physical DOM. That is the job of virtual DOM. Because of this, the performance is fast at the time of updating the controls, okay, on the browser while working with this React compared with the Angular. Is it clear? So I will show you in detail just a basic introduction I have given about this. That's all. Okay. Yeah. So here you can directly say React is faster than Angular at the time of updating because of virtual DOM. So faster means don't expect much time. So it is a difference in milliseconds only. Okay. Not okay beyond that. But anyhow, it is at the time of development, it is very helpful for us to see the results fast in browser. Okay. That is the point of this. Okay. Next one here supports Redux. Yeah. What is Redux? I'm not discussing now. I will take the Redux sessions at the end of this. Okay. So, but a simple basic point I'm telling. See, for example, shopping cart application is there. In that shopping cart application, product space is there, bill page is there. In product space, user will add many products in that cart. Yes. When he is shifting to the bill page, that information is available in bill page. Means the data is transferring from one page to another page. To transfer the data from one page to another page, generally in websites, we are using some concepts like probably sorry, a small network break from my side. Okay. Yes. So that Redux, I will show you how to work with this everything. Okay, we will discuss a cart application at the time of Redux discussion. Okay. Next one, very important, React Native. We can use to implement mobile apps. Means not only website development, even you can also work with the mobile apps. In that point of view, taking the support of React Native. See, in website for designing HTML, we are using. For client-side logics, React. Once again, I'm repeating. In website, to design the web pages, HTML controls we are using. And to implement the client-side logics, we are using React.js. In mobile application, to implement the screens, mobile screens, okay, native we are using, and coding is React coding. Means in both web application as well as mobile application, coding is React. So here in websites for the user screens, we are using HTML. In mobile, we are using native. So if you learn this native along with the React, you can also develop with mobile applications, not only websites. And second point is these mobile applications are hybrid applications, means supports any type of device, Android, iPhone, Microsoft Mobile, etc. For example, if you take Android technology, if I develop any application with Android, it will not run with iPhone. Like that, Xamarin is one technology to create the mobile applications. That Xamarin technology application will not support the all mobiles. Only few technologies are there which supports all these mobiles. So like PhoneGap and React Native, etc. These technologies supports all mobiles. So that's why only single application development is enough to run that in all mobile phones. Is it clear? Yes. So React Native supports to develop the mobile applications. That is one more advantage we have. Next one here, less coding. The main reason to implement these libraries and frameworks, okay, less coding. Okay, if you take JavaScript, you want to implement any logic in JavaScript takes okay number of lines coding. It is simplified in this React.js. That is the main thing. Okay, so these are the basic okay points which we discussed. Based on this, we are implementing the programming concepts. Along with these points, we have few more points, okay, that in our running classes we'll discuss. Okay, so just what are the main features? One is single page application, S1 data binding and virtual DOM, JSX support, okay, predefined validators, predefined services, okay, Redux support is there, like that. So these are the main things of this React.js. Now, if you come to the Angular, Angular also supports data binding and single page application, but not JSX, virtual DOM, and direct Redux package and direct mobile application support. Okay. So even using Angular, we can develop the mobile apps, but we are taking the support of some other tools. But React Native, here we can use to develop the mobile apps. And second point is if you take Angular, to work with Angular, you should know TypeScript. Okay. So to work with the React.js, you should know JavaScript and you can also use TypeScript. Both we can use. But in Angular, compulsory TypeScript we have to use. Is it clear? So already you are experienced person in JavaScript or in companies, many JavaScript programmers are there. They want to upgrade their skills. What is the recommended technology? That is React.js. That is the reason why many companies working on the React.js because already JavaScript programmers they're migrating to React.js technology. So that's why if the company is looking for the new resource, definitely they are recruiting that new resource under React.js to place in that existing teams. So that is the reason why we got some more demand for this React.js compared with Angular. But is Angular is also good in this IT industry. But compared with this two, a bit more openings we have for this React compared with this Angular. And second point is learning is very easy, this React compared with the Angular. So learning curve is very, very simple. Okay. But Angular learning curve is very high because that is framework, not library. So React is library, Angular is framework. Okay. So more functionalities are there you have to learn, but React is not like that. So it is simple one. Yes. Yeah. So these are the main differences between the JavaScript React and Angular React. Okay. So here, these are the basic points I discussed. Based on this, we will start the programming things. First, I will discuss the JavaScript concepts. Okay. Around 20 days we are spending with the JavaScript. After that, we will start the React.js concepts. Around 45 to 50 days we are spending with this React. Total code duration is so around 65 to 70 days. Okay. And 5 days, 6 days a week, Monday to Saturday, we have classes. Sunday, we don't have class. But first Saturday also, we don't have class. Okay. Batch starting first Saturday. From second Saturday, second week onwards, every Saturday we have class. And I will provide you the Google Drive access. Right now, demo link is running. Once it is changed to so main link, then I will provide you the Google Drive access. Everyday recording you can download, you can access from there, and everyday notes as well as material programs I will upload there. You can access those things. You got it? Yeah. So this is the way how we are approaching. Okay, we are moving forward with this. You want to get the course content. Just once contact with management, they will provide you the course content to you. Yeah, I will discuss the state management, store management, Redux store. Okay. And dispatch, everything we are covering here. Okay. Yes. Any more questions you have? Yeah. In next class, from next class, I will start JavaScript. Before that, one day introduction on HTML I will give you because we are creating the registration pages, login pages, and cart these type of pages. For that, a bit idea on HTML is required. I don't spend much hours with this HTML. Only one day I am giving the HTML introduction. So that too, already you people have idea on this HTML. That core concept is there. Okay, containers, inline block elements like that. I will discuss those points. Okay, which are required for our course. After that, I will start the JavaScript. Okay. Yeah. Hope you understand the concepts which we discussed today. Okay, just keep these points in your mind. So in detail, we will discuss in our programming time. Okay. Yes. Any more questions? Fine. Then I will conclude this. Thank you. See you in next class. You can drop.